Rahul sir, welcome.
Thank you. I'm looking forward to see you all and talk to you, everybody. Happy to be here.
Welcome, sir. Welcome. Pooja, start now.
Yes, sir. Success is not the key to happiness. Happiness is the key to success. If you love what you are doing, you will be successful definitely. A very good evening to everyone present over here via Google Meet. I take this privilege to warmly welcome all our delegates on one-day international workshop on education and career opportunities in Europe, organized by late Ramrao Nikam B.Ed College, Indoli. A very special thanks to you all for gracing this special occasion with your esteemed present. My name is Pooja and I am delighted to be your anchor for today's workshop. As this workshop is built with intent of active and interactive learning, we sincerely hope that ideas and views shared during the interaction will sow its seeds for a sustained fruitful result. Before we start, all my friends, I would like to take a few moments in introducing to our today's workshop resource person. I am extremely happy to welcome today's resource person, Dr. Rahul Alinje, sir, who is an education policy expert, entrepreneur, UX researcher, and yoga teacher in Denmark. Thank you so much, sir, for being here on online platform for guide us. I take the privilege of welcoming today's chairperson, Shri Nivasrao Nikam, sir, chairman of Shri.Narsinha Shikshan Santha. Also, I welcome today's workshop convener, Prof.Sachin Patil, sir, principal of late Ramrao Nikam B.Ed College, Indoli. May I specially welcome all the teachers and all my dear friends who have gathered on online platform from diverse places. I sincerely wish that this workshop will be a great not only as an opportunity to share knowledge and experience in higher education, but also as a beginning of a long, fruitful cooperation and friendship among fellow educators. Okay. Now, may I request Professor Patil sir to introduce our speaker for the today's workshop as well as to introduce our today's workshop in detail. Over to you, sir. Sir, voice is not able to come.
Okay. Thank you. नमस्कार, स्वागतम, सुस्वागतम। वक्त सबको मिलता है जिंदगी बदलने के लिए, लेकिन जिंदगी दोबारा नहीं मिलती वक्त बदलने के लिए। A very good evening to all. Myself, Sachin Patil, IC Principal at Ramrao, Nikam B.Ed College. Hello friends. We all are gathered together here on the online platform for the precious occasion of this online one-day international workshop on the theme of education and career opportunity in Europe, organized by our college, let Ramrao Nikam B.Ed College, Indoli, Karad, Satara, Maharashtra, India. Friends, on this special day, I would like to give warm welcome to today's resource person, chief guest, and my dear friend, Dr. Rahul Alinje, sir, who is an education policy expert, entrepreneur, UX researcher, and yoga teacher. Now he lives in Denmark, Copenhagen. Also, I would like to give warm welcome our Santha chairman, Sri Nivasrao Nikam, a person who supports us all the time. Warm welcome all respected principals, professors, friends, parents, and respected dignitaries, my colleagues, organization committee, and my dear students. तहे दिल से मैं आप सभी का स्वागत करता हूँ, शुक्रिया करता हूँ। आप सब लोग आपका कीमती समय देकर हमसे इस ऑनलाइन प्लेटफॉर्म पे जुड़े हैं। You most welcome. Today's topic of the workshop is education and career opportunity in Europe. What is the reason of selecting that topic? In our country, in a metro city like Delhi, Pune, Mumbai, Hyderabad, Bengaluru, like that cities, all update information, career courses, related education and abroad opportunities, related update information are easily available to everyone. But same time, in India's rural area, students have not aware about all these things. And many more colleges and schools belong to village area, rural area. Doesn't mean that they have not knowledgeable or not eligible or not able. No, they also capable to grab every success. But there is one problem. They have not proper information. Our problem is not a knowledge. Problem is knowledge is not channelized. So we try our level to sort out this problem, and today's workshop and today's speaker, Rahul sir, is the answer of this question. Today's our resource person speaker, Mr. Dr. Rahul Alinje, an outstanding personality with tremendous achievements. His educational qualification is MA in English, Pune University, M.Ed in Education, Pune University. He also intercultural teacher 2005 to 2006, Jockpin University, Sweden. He is able in handling ethnography research project, effective in jail with international team groups and teachers. He also MSc in lifelong learning policy and management, Aarhus University, Denmark in 2010. He has a talented and hardworking to hand research based and theoretical knowledge, especially in competitive studies. He also doing his PhD in Roskilde University, Denmark in year 2019. He also completed Master in UX and UI Design in Copenhagen, Denmark, School of Design and Technology in the year of 2021. He is also worked as a resource person and subject expert for many courses. He also delivered external lectures in Pune University, SNDT University, and many more universities. He has worked as a teacher educator in the year in Mumbai in the year of 2006-7. He has highly skilled in IT, conducting and teaching lesson plans, effective in planning and teaching. He has worked as a teaching and supervising Roskilde University, Denmark in year 2014 to 15, teaching to master students with the issues such as the Indian social intervention and challenges in India. He is also yoga instructor. He has teaching yoga and coordinate event with on yoga day for Indian and Danish student. He has leading international yoga day since 2015 to 2022 in Copenhagen, Denmark. He is a member of yoga steering committee set by Indian Embassy 2014. Served as a yoga instructor at Architecture Engineer Center, Denmark. So, bottom of my heart, I would like to thank once again Dr. Rahul sir for accepting our kind invitation. So, with a great round of appeals, please welcome Dr. Rahul Alinje sir. Over to you, sir.
Thank you so much, Sachin. Nikam ji and my respected all friends, and as Sachin said rightly, this is just a warm feeling I have towards my students, and I always think about my students, and so we come with the idea of how can I help them, how we can provide this one. So let me first, welcome everybody, all the principal, teachers, and I can see some familiar faces like Kharche sir, and everyone who are here part of it. I will try to match to your expectation, but the topic is such vast that you need continuous upgradation on this topic, and that will help you at the long term. So what I will try to give you an overview, what can be done, what I did and then we will take it from there. And I will really appreciate if you ask me questions. You can ask me question during the session, or you can ask me in the end also. But ask me question, because only way to get to know you and to get to know your ambition to study abroad, or especially in the Europe, you will be know more when you ask the question. So I highly encourage you to do that. So let me start the presentation. Let me share the screen with all you. And so I hope everybody is able to see the presentation.
Yes, sir.
Okay, good. Thank you. So today's topic, we choose education and career opportunities in Europe. So my idea is to try to give a overview, a brief flavor about the education, where you actually can come in and come out, and what are the possibilities. And then I will go towards the career area. The career is such a vast topic to cover in this short workshop. However, I will try to again give overview what could be done. What could be initial stage, what could be the strategy. And when you get that overview, I think you will start seeing the opportunities. And I hope that somebody who after finish this workshop will follow up. And when you follow up, then I hope you will end up having some opportunity somewhere. So let me start with the questions, that why I'm talking with you, why I'm the relevant person to talk with you. So first of all, even I'm speaking in English, I'm a very Marathi guy. So एकदम म्हणजे मराठी त्यामुळे मी अजिबात ती चिंता ना करू की how can he speak so fluently and how he came to know English. So I started my journey as a Marathi student from Marathi medium. I studied in a very normal school. There was nothing, but there is something special about this Marathi language. So I come a similar background like you. I also come from a very poor family background where my parents were uneducated, and I thank to the God that they were uneducated, because when I was taking education, they were never interrupting, except they know that their son is getting education. So see, your family background is advantage to you, and not disadvantage. So having different background, or less competent background does not matter what you want to achieve in your life. And I am also a relevant person because I have received 3 different scholarships. One which from the Sweden government in 2005. Then another one I received in 2007. From that was a Erasmus Mundus scholarship, which was given to 6 Indian students, and I was one of them. And then the last scholarship I received was from the Roskilde University when I was doing my PhD there. Then the another reason is that, because I have been through the PhD, so I know how I went in, how I was in the process, and then how I finished the defense. So that way also I'm relevant, because most of you may be aiming PhD as your next stage, or maybe a master as the next stage. So I will cover that area also, and that's why I'm also relevant to talk today. Another relevant point, maybe most of you have a teaching background, and because I also have a teaching background, but also I try to develop another aspect in my teaching where I try to specialize, and that I will also cover when I talk a little bit about career. That being a teacher or staying in only teaching does not mean that there is no other options. So there are ample options you can develop and go through. And another thing which I will also say that, there is an ample opportunity if you know any foreign languages. So I do speak 2 different languages. So that will be an advantage. Plus, entrepreneur, why I say myself an entrepreneur is because I did a lot of experiment with different businesses. And some of them got success, some of them didn't. But then I end up having my own restaurants, which is also shows the little progress. And that last point is very interesting because I've been helping some of the students, very disadvantaged. And one of the students from Mandal, he has been recently got admitted in Australian University. So I was following his process all the way, and he was just an exceptionally talented guy, just didn't know how to go. And the good part is that he got the scholarship and everything, and now he's doing his a master degree in Australia. So that way also I'm relevant to talk about that. So now this the first point, education. We're talking about education, and in abroad, especially focusing on the Europe. Excuse me. I think there are 4 stages where you can come in and start your journey as taking education in abroad. So I see this at the level of postdoc, at the level of PhD, at the level of master courses, and then at the level of the graduate. I will not talk so much about postdoc because I think most of the students may not want to think about postdoc at the moment. However, I will talk if somebody is really interested to know about how the postdocs admission goes or how postdocs is seen here. I will bring some example and I will explain to you in the end. Let me know if you wanted to know more about it. But I will try to focus on 3 areas, which is how you get into the PhD courses, how you get into the master courses, and how you get into the graduation courses, and all are possibilities. Okay, so all are possibility with certain criteria, certain talent, certain amount of belief. So possibility is immense. So let's begin with the PhD. So actually I should have started with the graduate, but I'm thinking that the PhD will help you to go further. So the PhD courses, normally what happens in India, we write a project and then we apply for the PhD. So we know somebody. And then, we follow the university process. For example, in Pune University, you get admission, you submit your proposal, and then you go through several different, formalities. And then you have to pay certain amount of money in order to get admission. Then you get hired by your supervisor, and then it takes sometimes it takes 1 year to finish the PhD, sometimes it takes 10 years, sometimes it varies depending on your supervisor, depending on the quality of work you're doing, so on and so forth. But in Europe, it's not the same. When you wanted to do the PhD, you have to be very, very, very well known. So you start your preparation much earlier. So one of the key things you need to do is that you need to publish your articles. So you have to do the research articles. When you write your master thesis, you should be able to write an articles. And then you just not write an articles, but you publish the articles. You publish these articles in a well-known research journal. So you don't just publish because the local, somebody say, okay, we have international journal, and then you publish. That doesn't work, When you are applying abroad, when you're applying to the European countries, you need to show them that the journal is well known outside India also, and inside also. So SAC is one of the journal, which is very well known in India, also outside India. And when you publish this article, that create a weightage to you. So the one key to get a PhD in abroad is to have a publication. And I would recommend at least have 2 publications before you apply for PhD anywhere. So 2 publication has to be there. Either you do the publication with yourself, or you can also publish with someone else. And when I say the publication of article, it's very different than publishing books. A lot of people say, oh, I publish books and now I should be able to get the PhD abroad. But that's not the case. Writing a book is an amazing thing, but it's altogether different skills. And when you're doing the PhD, when you have to write an article is very much part of the making your argument as short as possible, as sharp as possible. So it's very important. Then another thing is very important for being admitted in a PhD courses is that you need to write a short report or maybe short article on the topic which you're looking for the PhD. So when, like for example, I come from the Roskilde University. So Roskilde University is looking for some students who wanted to do the PhD in education department. So they will publish an ad saying that, look, we are looking for this area and we're looking at these people and we wanted to focus on certain topic. So they will give a topics, and then the topic, according to the topic, you need to find out what is relevant to you. So you need to make an argument very short, very sharp, very nicely written, a good English written, So you have to make that argument that why you are relevant. So you have to make a challenge to the reader where you submit your application. And of course, it's good if you have excellent grades and master degree. Even though if you do not have excellent grade, you have just a normal master degree, that's also fine. But then you have to focus on your publication and you have to write a short report, which is like on the topic, which should be very good. And then the third point, it's really, really important. It's one of the most important criteria when you go abroad, that you need to have a language and you need to pass this IELTS. Now, what is IELTS? I will explain to you later in very detail what is that one thing. Then you need to write a CV or you need to write your profile. So it's a different, remember it's a different CV. When you're applying to Europe, it's not the same way we write the CV in India. So where you just listed all the things what you have done over the year. I will show you an example today how it is written. And then you also need to find your relevance area. So you cannot just apply all sort of the PhDs, but you need to always find the relevance. And not only relevance, but you also need recommendations. So when you're writing a PhD application, you need some good references. So make sure when you meet a good people who has some good research background, it does not mean they have to hire very high level, somebody working in Pune University, or somebody's working in Kolhapur University, or somebody's working in Pune University. So instead of having somebody very high level, ranking, you need to find somebody who has a research background, who has done a lot of publication, who has read some good article, whose name in the article. So find this relevant person to be as a reference. Of course, you need to know each other and you can use it. But I would again go back and say that if you have a good research publication and a good argument about why you are relevant to certain PhD application, you will get a chance to get it there. So now the process, how do you do this application? So basically, everything is started. You started making networking. You try to ask people. You communicate with them. When you look at the website, and I will show you in a minute that how I look at the process. How you can look at the application. And then you need to do submission and confirmation. So there is a link, there is a process, and I will explain this process with example. So let me go through the master degrees, and then I will come back to the example where you can see all the stages I'm talking now. So master courses also, is important. Now the difference between the PhD and master courses is that, sometimes in India, you did the masters, but you can redo the masters to just make sure that you get into the system. You need to understand that, in Denmark, especially in Europe, the system is different, where the masters master courses are divided in the semesters. And not only semesters, but the way they write master thesis is very different than what we do in India. There is a special semester where you only focus on the topic, your interest, and so on and so forth. Here is when you try to get a master degree, I would recommend still there is a lot of possibility that if you have a publication at this level, like you have master degree, or even you don't have master degree, but you try to publish something, somewhere, like you can jointly publish with your teacher, you can jointly publish with your colleagues, you can jointly publish with your friends, whoever you find it, if you have some publication, it will help you. Then again, when you apply for the master degree, it's really super important that why you are applying, why you are relevant. So these two things also applies when you apply for the master courses outside India. As far as I remember, Australia and Europe, they are almost like a similar situation. Also in the UK, also the system is very similar. However, when it's come to the America, the system are different. So they don't exactly, what I'm telling is not applicable to apply for the US, because there might be some varieties, there might be some differences with the way you apply. So it's both, basically what I'm talking is very much apply in Europe, but you can also think about UK, because UK now not a part of Europe, but it's still accept the similar criteria. And in some part of the Australia also they accept similar criteria when you apply for the master degree. So one thing is also important that here, and super emphasis on the language. So once again, I will explain what I mean by 7.0, and when I talk about language section specifically. So now let me go back here and let's show you an example I have here. So here is the website. I hope everybody is able to see it. This website, it's a non-EU citizens. So basically, it's a website of a Copenhagen Business School. I'm just taking an example, and even though it's a Copenhagen Business School, there are possibilities that you can apply for education sector, or you can find something relevant to our education system. So basically, the ad is published here. Ad is published, like for example, here in non-EU citizens. And then you need to follow the criteria, for example, scholarships criteria. And then when you click on scholarship, then it's explained to you, that you have to have, pay certain criteria. And then when you play this criteria, you have to achieve something, certain things. So you need to follow, each university has their own criteria. Each university follow the certain standards. However, the criteria of the language, the criteria of writing report is the same most of the places in Europe. Another example I can give you here about the scholarships and loans. So for example, Copenhagen University. So you go to the website. When you go to the website, you find out, okay, there is a scholarship announcement. Okay, so what can be done from here? Then from here you need to find out what is your area of expertise. So you need to go to the each time you apply scholarship, you go to the website and you try to do what I call is research. You need to do research about what area you're looking for, which university you're looking for, which scholarship you're looking for. So it's a part of process. So one part of process is searching the opportunity. Another part of the process is building a network. And I will come to that later. And then another part is to consistently follow that whole process all the time. So each time you apply, you go to the website, you try to find the application, try to find the scholarships, and then from there on you go further, try to make a networks, communicate with the people in the university, try to see people on the Facebook or LinkedIn and on YouTube. Try to follow them, try to get connected with them, try to get in touch with them, and that way you get more information, get to know more ideas about what criteria they are applying, what exactly talent they're looking for, whom they're looking for, what age group, what is the interest area, so on and so forth. This is another website from the Roskilde. They don't have any opening, but I guess this is how you exactly look into the website and go into this website and try to go through the same process as I said before. Now going back to the presentation. Now what happened that we saw the master courses, but there is also a possibility that you can come to the graduate courses. So basically graduate courses in Denmark and around the Europe, what happens is that when you're having admission, so you need to find a school which is interested to you. So it can be an international school, it can be a gymnasium, it can be smaller, like in India we call a college where we have higher educations. Here they don't have, so they call it gymnasium. So you need to find what is relevant to you. And then not only that, but you have to make sure that when you are applying for the graduate courses, it is highly expected that you try to know the language or need to know the language, local language. So for example, if you are applying for the Denmark, you need to know what is the Danish languages. You need to know because you have to take certain subject in Danish language. Or you are applying for the Spain, then you need to know the Spanish. You need to get some certificate online Spanish language. Or if you're applying for the Germany, so you need to know German. So these things are very important when you take the graduate courses. Now another thing is that most of the graduate courses, whatever I come across, maybe I don't know much, but most of them are self-funded. So basically people who are rich and have enough saving, they send their kids quite early. So some of the kids are studying here in Denmark, and their parents are not in Denmark, but they already have started a school here or in the UK, where the parents are not there, but they already get into the colleges and they are part of that. So basically, instead of going to the master courses or PhD courses or postdoc courses, people were trying to do this time, they plan very early. So instead of completing your graduation in India, they send their kids to do graduation in somewhere else. And then when you finish your graduation, for example, if I finish my graduation in Denmark, I'm already eligible to apply for my master degree in Denmark. So that's one way. But however, there are also scholarship and funds for the people who don't think that it's possible for them to apply because they don't have any economical background. So there is still possibility that you can apply for the scholarship at this level. So I just came across one scholarship which is recently announced by the Danish government. So the Danish government has looking for some skill scholarship. They are providing for some skill students. Of course, it's for engineering, but I'm just giving an example. They're looking for the MSc engineering and MSc in engineering and electronics and mechatronics. So, for example, here you can go on this website, and then when you go on this website, you can apply for this graduate scholarship. So when you are coming to graduate, and you can see how much money they are giving per month. So it covers exactly cost of your living in Denmark. So if you still wanted to spread word to somebody else, there is still possibility at graduate level you can come and be part of the European education system. Having said that, now let me go back to the presentation. Now let me go to the there is another important part of the whole thing, which is a scholarship. Now when I talked about scholarship earlier, but it's interesting to see that a lot of people end up having searching scholarship online. So they go to Google and they start searching a scholarship. As I mentioned earlier, when you look for the scholarship, always look the university page. government page or NGOs pages. Sometimes NGOs also offer scholarships. So that's where you search a scholarship. So the reason why I'm saying that you need to search a scholarship, because I don't know exactly what is your interest. Now everybody, I guess, imagine that everybody from the education background. However, there are a possibility that you can apply for communication courses, which is very relevant to the education. However, there is a possibility that you can apply for the computer courses, which is nothing to do with the education, but very close to the education, because education is a part of a growing IT world. So you still are applicable. So you need to search scholarship, and not only that, but you need to find the relevance of your scholarship. So when you are applying scholarship, for example, communications, so you need to make an argument. Look, I come from the education department, and therefore I hold the excellent communication skills, and therefore I'm eligible to apply for this scholarship, and therefore I see my relevance. So you need to argue. So in English we say, if you ask the God, then God will appear, but you need to ask the God to appear, So if you're not asking somebody to give, give the scholarship then it wouldn't come to you. So you need to always search for these things. Now, another thing I wanted to aware you, just came to my mind, that there is a lot of fake scholarship are available there. So people, what they do, they also have their own like a web page where they asked people to apply, and then they say, wow, wonderful, you selected scholarship and now you're gonna admit to our university, and so on and so forth. And then they suddenly asked you, can you send our bank details so we can send you money and this and that. But be very, very conscious about it. Be very critical about it. If you're not critical about when you see the scholarship, always make sure you double check with the people. You always check with the communicating people. You always check with the network who is offering. Always research about these people. And because it looks like a scholarship certificates, never go after that, And no matter what, never share your bank details with anybody, because that's a scam. So please, when I say scholarship and when I asked you to search online and look for the university, I also want you be aware about the fake scholarship which is available there. It's a part of your strategy. Make sure that what you need to do, the process is to get the scholarship. Now we talked about different courses. Let me just quickly remind you what we talked about. We talked about the how to get PhD, how to get into the master degree, how to get into the graduate degrees, and a little bit of a post degree. But now the question for you and me who come from the disadvantaged background where the family cannot support you, you want to travel within India, how can they support you to travel abroad and stay in abroad? So for that, you need to really have a good plan to search your funds, scholarship, you need to earn it, nobody will come to you and will give you. You need to go after it. So you need to do it proper search. You need to make a networking, and not only those things, but you need to continually apply. So when somebody applies scholarship after finish this lecture, they might not get immediately response saying, oh, wonderful, and you can come in. No, you need to do a lot of continuous application, continuous process where somebody will immediately reject and they say, oh, what you're writing about, we will not offer you any scholarship. So it's a part of learning how to apply scholarship. Now I will give you an example about the scholarship. I'm talking about scholarship. So it's a wonderful example of this Erasmus scholarship. So this is the Erasmus Commission's page where normally they talked about, or they sponsor people from across different continents, across different countries. So what you need to do, and I will gonna share all the links with you. So you go to this page and you make your own account, and what you do is that you look for the scholarship programs, like for example, Erasmus Explorer program. For example, this program you look for, and then you find it to your relevance. And also not only that, but you also look for the specializing, because there are some budget is given to the especially for the Indians, because there is certain interest about India, and it's not now, but it's been long time Indian students be part of their economical source. So they see as a strategy for their economy to attract a new talent. So that's also wonderful experience for you, or the wonderful opportunity for you, because then you get a chance to go to the abroad and upgrade your skills on maybe a part of the bigger network than what you have now, or be a part of the bigger opportunity circles than what you have. So going back to the presentation again. What I'm trying to say here, this Erasmus scholarship is because myself, I have been part of this Erasmus scholarship. So when I applied for this scholarship, I had a certain way of approaching them. Then there is another way. I already explained to you about the university scholarship, but there are scholarship from the Indian government also. Not everybody is really aware about it, but there is a huge interest, there is a huge support which one has to find out. And it's not only for the certain categories in the scholarship available, but it's now widely open for many students. So you need to be aware about it, and then you seek for that scholarship also. Even though you get this scholarship just for traveling to the certain courses out of India. Like for example, you're doing master in India, and then some part of master experience you wanted to go abroad, and you wanted to experience how the research is done here. So you get this traveling scholarship or staying scholarship as a part of the government scholarship. And of course, there is a private fund is always an option for you. Now, I will go a little bit further. Excuse me. Let me begin. Now I wanted to explain to you about 0.7, what I was talking about, what was that? So basically, when you apply abroad, or especially focus on Europe, you need to really have a good knowledge about language. And then one of the language courses you need to pass is called IELTS, International English Language Testing System. So basically, throughout the Europe, they accept this is a test. It's not just a name. It's a very well standardized test, which is acceptable everywhere in Europe. So what is the process? I will explain in a minute. So that's one test. Language test is very well known in Europe, UK, and Australia. And there is another test in relation to the language, and especially English language. The test as a foreign languages, TOEFL. So basically in America or USC, people get this. Little bit about the IELTS. So, what is the, what is it? What is it? Just it's a language test, but what is inside? So basically, in this test, you have basic skills are tested, like how is your listening, how is your speaking, how is your writing, and how is your reading. So basically all these 4 skills are tested. So now who tested these skills? So actually, because it's a standardized and it has centers in different places. In Mumbai, there's a place called Mittal Tower, so they have a center there. And in Pune also they have a center, and also courses. So you can go to IELTS courses and prepare your language. So there is a certain amount of time of given to you. So to listen it, and then you have to write down, all these words which is said during the conversation, or answer the questions. Then there is a para. Then you have to answer the questions by reading para quickly. There's a certain amount, and then there is a personal interview in the end. before the exam, before they give the certificates to you, and then they evaluate how you pronounce things, how you communicate with the people, and a lot of people might, here think, oh my goodness, so it's not my area, because it sounds so difficult to go to this exam. But believe me, when I was in India and when I was taking this exam, I was just preparing a normal my exam way. But because there are people who come from UK, US, and they sit there and to take your interview, does not mean that you have a lack of knowledge. You just need to believe yourself, and you need to execute this area for your students. For yourself. So when you do that, then of course it's possible that you can pass the exam. There is a possibility that maybe you need to do it once or twice or thrice, sometimes 4 times. I've seen people who has given 6 times to make sure that they go through the exam. Now here is a tricky point about these exams. So for IELTS, it's evaluate according to 10 points. So they give 10 points, and among 10 points, you need to score high 0.7. What does that mean? It means out of 10, you need to have 7 in each, like 7 in listening, 7 in writing, 7 in speaking, 7 in reading. So you need to have that one. So for example, somebody say, no, I'm not very good in speaking. So make sure that you score high in writing. So if you score like 10 of 10 in writing, then speaking can be covered. And somebody say, no, I'm not very good listener. So then you need to cover it. So there is possibility you can adjust, but make sure you not get less than 7 point when you write that. So out of 10, you need to have a 7. And no university in Europe will accept if you have less than like 6.5. Nobody's accept you. Nobody will look at your exam. The first thing, they will look at your language test, and they wanted to see the 7.0 or above. If it's less than, according to them, that you are not capable of understanding English when you're taking courses with them. So they immediately reject your application, no matter how much process you are in the scholarship. So this is super important for you. Now, how to prepare for this exam? There are some personal classes. I used to go to Pune and one of the place, I don't remember exactly the address now, but there is a place in the center where you take the classes. And if you're not able to take the classes, don't worry about it. Everything is available online. So you don't need somebody to advise you how to prepare this IELTS. YouTube is available. You can learn a lot of things about in YouTube. There is already good websites you can learn. You can learn from the people's experience. These days, Instagram is such a popular. People share their experience about how to prepare the exam, how to prepare yourselves. And once you have prepared this exam, then you are able to get this through very quickly. Actually, if you just decided to, I need to get a good in exam, you will get through this exam. Now, what about TOEFL? Well, TOEFL is also a similar kind of exam system, but it's mostly applicable when you apply for the US or the American. So the system is more or less the same, but they have like 12 points. And out of 12 points, you need to score 10 points. So if you score 10 out of 12, then you are accepted in the other university as admission process. Now, the one of the strategy plan, now let me recap you for what I did, what we talked about. We talked about the courses, PhD courses, master courses, graduation courses. Now we have talked about how to search the scholarship. That part of your strategy, that's a part of your planning, that's a part of your journey to get into that. And now, once you have applied for the scholarship, you find the scholarship, make sure you are upgrading your skills. You're polishing your language such an extent that you need to score 7.0. Then there is another part or another layer which is also very effective when you plan to get admission in abroad, but also a part of your career. Like, for example, somebody now is sitting here thinking about, oh, I did a master, now I don't want to study further, but I want to do the career. And then you need to, again, you need to have very good language skills, but apart from that, you need to create a job profile. You need to create your profile, and then that's a way to get into that. So now a lot of people say, oh, how am I going to create my network? Where should I go? Whom should I meet? Who's going to understand me? I'm sitting in a very remote village. Oh, don't worry about it. You have internet, you have a smartphone, and now you can upload whatever apps you have in your mobile. And there is a one app called LinkedIn. So this LinkedIn is the key networking website for you. A lot of people may have known this word, but very few people use it. I request a lot of my Indian friends that please be on the LinkedIn, be active there, stay active, and try to learn from it. Now I'm going to show you my LinkedIn profile to you in the end, but also let me explain to you why LinkedIn, why it's so important. The first of all thing, just like Facebook, when you go to search a friend, and when you go to the WhatsApp, you have friends and everybody. Similarly, around the globe, I'm not talking about Europe, around the globe, there is a professional platform where you can be a part of it. You can be part of it. It doesn't cost any money to you. But this LinkedIn, which help you to connect with the relevant people. So you need to make a LinkedIn profile, go to the LinkedIn website or download the LinkedIn app, take your profile there and try to look what other people are trying to do. And then some people will get into the LinkedIn and say, oh, I have an account and nobody look at me and nobody posting with me. But it doesn't happen immediately. It takes a long time to build your profile. And LinkedIn is such a vast professional platform where people don't meet each other just because they wanted to chat or they just wanted to put a funny video or they wanted to put a very beautiful pictures. It's not working that way. LinkedIn is a very professional platform where people are serious about it. So when you put your profile, you have to be very serious. And when you send a request to somebody, people will just not accept you as a friend, because you are in their network. They will look at your profile, they will find out whether you're relevant to them, and then they will accept you. And then it's not a hanging place, where you can hang out. So you have to make sure that, it's a free open platform. So you need to be a member of it and you need to follow certain criteria, certain upgradation, and then use it, use it for your benefits. And one of the benefits is that, for example, you are applying for the postdoc. So you're applying for postdoc or you're applying for the PhD in Denmark. So when you become part of the LinkedIn, then automatically it will show in the LinkedIn profile as well. So when you look at who is the professor there, who is writing this, who is looking at your application, you contact them on the LinkedIn. You make a network. When you make the network, you ask the professor, okay, so professor, I wanted to apply for this application, but I'm confused about some understanding. How should I write my argument? How should I write my paper? What is needed? Can you guide me? And people do respond to you. They help you. So it's a professional platform, so they help you to get the best out of you. So that's one thing. And it's very little I'm saying about the LinkedIn, but there is so much things I could say about it. But let me just quickly show you my LinkedIn profile before I go to next. So here is my LinkedIn profile, and you can, if you go to my LinkedIn profile, you can see how many people, let me go to home. So you can see here how many people have seen my profile, what I'm doing, what I'm following. So you need to create this profile, and not only create, but you need to have like a good communication with everybody. Every time when you write, don't write like hanky panky thing. Don't write just entertaining or just wanted to connect with somebody because of some other interest. So don't do that. You are very professional here and you wanted to be part of it. So you just go to this website, create your website, and make sure you follow certain ideas, certain companies, certain universities, certain network. So you can go here, you can look at, I have almost like 1,107 connections, and I have contact with more than 3,000 people. Some people are following me, some groups are following me. I have 205 pages, which is I'm a part of it. So you need to create this profile before you can, like, don't expect this respond to you. Yeah.
Mr. Ansari, please mute yourself. Sorry for distraction, sir.
No worries. So now I'll talk a little bit about CV. So it's applicable everywhere. It's applicable when you apply for the postdoc, for PhD, master courses, or graduation program. However, it's also applicable when you apply for the jobs. So now you don't want to study further, you are looking for the scholarships. Okay, you have created a LinkedIn profile, you are getting good networks. Now the tricky part is writing a CV. So writing a CV is not the same as we in India we describe, as I earlier said. So when you write a CV, you write your skill description. You write your skill description, you talk about certain relevance to your topic. And let me give an example. Here is it's an old example. This picture is wrong, but still I wanted to show you an example. I applied for assistance professorships long back. So the reason, this is my CV, do not misunderstand my CV with some numbers that how many years I have studied and this and that. No. Your CV is a more description of the skills you have acquired over the years and why they are so relevant to you. So here is the CV where I'm trying to write to the university, saying that why I was so much relevant to this certain position, to certain career opportunities. So then I not only I describe what I have achieved, but also I try to make an argument that that being a teacher training in the Roskilde University and having a teaching experience, I'm also expert in both level, in Danish as well as an Indian background. So that makes me an international student itself. So that's how you sell. To be honest, CV is nothing but try to sell your skills. So how good experts you are, how good selling, when you see salesman who coming to you and trying to sell something, he bargaining and he try to explain you all the good things you have. So you need to also explain to you, and you need to put a lot of pride on you, saying that I have these wonderful skills, and these wonderful skills can be matched to you. So that way you create an opportunity, you create a vibe, because I'm sure a lot of people here, when they heard the word CV, they might have imagined something else. But when you are writing for the PhD, or when you're writing for some application, you need to explain more than that. And don't worry about this 3 paragraph, but people do read your CV very well. There is another layer here, it's not this is the way, remember that this could be one of the way of approaching to this certain application you are doing. So there are multiple other ways where you can apply, and sometimes it can change, the strategy can change, the ideas can change according to what you are applying. So what we do is that, we will do a small exercise soon. But one thing I would definitely like to tell you, one thing, that no matter what, no matter how much what you understand today, no matter how much people have been saying to you, one thing is, I'm sure, and you have to really believe that, and I've been believing in this word, when I talk about the motivation, I think it's one of the most important thing when you go through this process, because you have to do not only show your talent, but you have to do a lot of sacrifice when you go abroad. So prepare yourself mentally. And I always quoted this thing to my students, because I think that Ambedkar has shown how to be a good student in his whole life. And then when I read one of his book, he wrote a wonderful book about Vidyarthanno Jagrutva. It's in Marathi. And then he talked about, he says that, self-belief. And one of the line from his text is that he says that, Atma, let me read it for you. So he says here, Atmavishwasa sarki dusri daivi shakti nahi. So the reason I'm quoting this, and forgive me for quoting some out of the context, maybe, if you think, is because I really believe, if you start and believe yourself, you don't need any blessing from any god. You need to believe that, and you need to pursue that, and that way you can drag yourself to the excellent level, that and motivation level, where you can go through this process. And believe me, it's not an easy thing. It's not just I say things and now you will start applying and you will get it. No, you have to go through a lot of pain, a lot of ups and downs. A lot of people will oppose you. A lot of people will put down you. A lot of people will say, "Oh no, you can't do it. You don't have ability and you cannot do it." I wanted to give my own example. My own teacher said me 6 months that I should not take English as my specialization, because he never thought that I could complete the degree. My own teacher, who knows me so many years, he said, "No, you should not take it. It's for your goods." But then I said no, so I wanted to do it, and I will do it. And then I finally finished my master degree in English. So to sum up, to sum up things, I think what we need to do is that you need to find out which level you are wanted to apply. It's a postdoc, PhD, master degree, or graduation level. Once you have decided, okay, I wanted to go to master degree, let me find out what are the options. So my plan is to find a relevant scholarship. How do I find a relevant scholarship? I do a proper research, I make a networking, I try to get more knowledge about from the university and find a scholarship. Another part of the planning is that how I get good into a language. What I do, I take the IELTS. I take the IELTS with high grades, my part of the strategy, my part of my plan. Now the last part is that I write a really good CV, I make a good arguments, I write a short report, I make all this material, I bring all the certificates, I bring all the references together, and then applying for the course, or I'm applying for the job. And that's how I started things. And in between, make sure you consistently motivate yourself, you constantly making sure that you're on top of that. So now let me take you back and try to tell you one interesting thing. What you need to do now, we are doing one exercise. So in this exercise, what you need to do, you need to write 5 lines for me. Okay, and I will say in Marathi also this thing. So and when you write it, try to tell me that what are the good things you have, and tell me what are the skills you can sell to me, so I can admit you in my university, or I can give you a job, and then give me a reason for that. Okay, आता मी मराठीमध्ये सांगतो. आता आपण काय करणार आहे, तुम्ही माझं लेक्चर ऐकलं, आता मला माहिती नाही किती तुम्हाला कळालं, पण जर कळालं असेल तर आपण एक एक्सरसाइज करतोय तिथे. आणि या एक्सरसाइज मध्ये काय करायचं आहे आपल्याला, आता जे पण गुगलला जॉईन झालेले त्यांनी प्रत्येकाने काय करायचं आहे, 5 लाईन आपल्याला लिहून काढायचे आहे आपल्याबद्दल. आणि या 5 लाईन फक्त 5 लाईन लिहायच्या, त्यापेक्षा जास्त नाही लिहायच्या. आणि या 5 लाईन मध्ये फक्त मला हे सांगायचं की तुम्ही तुमच्यामध्ये कोणते कौशल्य, कोणते स्किल्स आहे, जे स्किल मी बघून तुम्हाला स्कॉलरशिप देईल, जे स्किल मी बघून तुम्हाला जॉब देईल, हे पण 5 लाईन मध्ये लिहायचं आहे. आणि आपण काय करणार आहोत, टायमिंग ठेवणार आहोत त्याच्यासाठी. आणि आपण सुरुवात फक्त 2 मिनिटं मेडिटेशन पासून करणार आहोत. कारण मला असं वाटतं की 2 मिनिटं जर तुम्ही डोळे झाकून जर बसलात आणि थोडी मेडिटेशन केली तर तुमच्या डोक्यात विचार येतील. आणि 5 आपण 3 मिनिटं तुम्हाला लिहिण्यासाठी देऊ आणि 3 मिनिटात तुम्ही लिहून काढायचं. 5 मिनिटाची एक्सरसाइज आहे फक्त. आणि मी काय करेल, 5 मिनिटाची एक्सरसाइज संपल्यानंतर आपण काय करणार आहोत माहिती का, मी काय करेल की रॅन्डमली आपल्यामधनं एखाद्या व्यक्तीला सांगेल की तू तुझ्याबद्दल सांग, जे आपले जे जॉईंट झालेले सर्व. ओके
ओके सर.
काय बोलतोय, इज एव्हरीबडी विथ मी?
हो सर. येस सर.
ओके. तर मग आपण का तुम्हाला जर कॅमेरा ऑन करायचा असेल तर कॅमेरा ऑन करा, ऑफ करायचा असेल तर ऑफ करा. पण आता का आपण सर पाटील सर चालेल ना, 5 मिनिटाचा आपण एक्सरसाइज घेऊया?
येस सर, नो इश्यू.
तर मी नाही काय इथं टायमिंग ठेवतो माझ्या समोर. आणि मी काय करेल की जेव्हा मी तुम्हाला स्टार्ट म्हणेल त्यावेळेस आपण सुरुवात करूया. आणि प्रत्येकाने आपले डोळे झाकायचे आणि मी सांगितलेले इन्स्ट्रक्शन फॉलो करायचे. म्हणजे तुम्ही मेडिटेशन करता म्हणजे डोळे झाकून तिथे बसू नका, पण माझे इन्स्ट्रक्शन आहे का, मी योगा टीचर असल्यामुळे मी त्यांना पण तुम्हाला सर्वांना डोळे झाकणं गरजेचं आहे. आणि फॉलो माय इन्स्ट्रक्शन, आणि माझे इन्स्ट्रक्शन फॉलो करा. 2 मिनिटं फक्त आपण ते करणार आहोत, कारण त्याच्यात तुम्हाला फायदा होईल. आणि नंतरच्या 3 मिनिटासाठी आपण तुम्हाला ती एक्सरसाइज ओपन. ओके. नंतर मी एखादं एक्झाम्पल म्हणजे तुमच्यामधनं एखाद्या व्यक्तीला सांगेल की तुम्ही बोला, आणि मग आपण त्याच्या एक्झाम्पल घेऊ. मग मी तुम्हाला सांगेल की मॉडिफाय कसं करायचं. सर मी स्टार्ट करू. मी आता एक्सरसाइज सुरू करतोय. प्रत्येकाने डोळे झाका, मी इन्स्ट्रक्शनला सुरुवात करतोय.
हो सर.
प्लीज एव्हरीबडी क्लोज युअर आयज. प्रत्येकाने प्लीज डोळे झाका. मला माहिती आहे कठीण एक्सरसाइज आहे, अँड आय एम नॉट शुअर एव्हरीबडी इज कम्फर्टेबल विथ दॅट. सर्वांनाच आवडेल असं नाही, पण प्लीज 2 मिनिटासाठी तुमच्या स्वतःसाठी.
हो सर.
प्रत्येकाने 2 मिनिटासाठी डोळे झाका. ओके. Follow your breath. Follow your breath. Hold your breath. Hold your breath. Hold your breath from 1 to 10. So when I count 1 to 10, just hold your breath. 1, 2. Hold the breath. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Lift your breath. Let it go. Let it go your breath. Okay. One more time we do the same exercise. So we hold the breath again. And as I count it, you need to hold your breath. You do not let your breath goes away. Okay. 1, 2. Hold the breath. 3. Hold the breath. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Let it go. And just close your eyes and observe the sensation around your nose. Observe the sensation around your breath. Okay, please do not fight with each other. Hold the breath. Just observe the breath as it comes naturally to you, as it goes naturally. Keep closing your eyes. Do not open your eyes until I say to you. Just 30 seconds more. We will close our eyes and then we'll stop. So keep observing your breath as it comes in, as it goes out. Just observe your breath. Just keep observing your breath. Okay, great. Now everybody can slowly open your eyes. What we do is that now we have like almost 4 minutes. I was supposed to do 2 minutes. But what we do is that we as we agree that you write 5 lines telling me that why you are a relevant person to select for the scholarship and what are the skills you have. Okay? प्रत्येक जणांनी 5 लाईन लिहायच्या आहे. 5 लाईन मध्ये लिहिताना मला हे सांगायचं की तुमच्यामध्ये नेमकं काय कौशल्य आहे, त्या कौशल्यामुळे तुम्हाला मी स्कॉलरशिप द्यावी. समजा मी जर तुमची इंटरव्ह्यू घेतोय स्कॉलरशिपसाठी, तर मी का तुम्हाला स्कॉलरशिप द्यावी त्याचं मला कारण सांगायचं. का? वाय आय हॅव टू गिव्ह द स्कॉलरशिप. Write your 5 lines and I will ask you after 3 minutes. Okay? So take your 3 minutes and I will be again having conversation with you in 3 minutes. Okay? I'm putting my time here now, 3 minutes. Okay, just start now. आणि मी कोणालाही पण विचारायला बरं का, तर प्रत्येकाने लिहा. मी कोणाला पण विचारायला की मला 5 लाईन त्या वाचून दाखवाय. Hello everyone. 3 minutes झाले. Is everybody with me?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
I'm asking somebody. Rajia Mulani. Are you there? Rajia Mulani. Am I pronouncing right word? Rajia Mulani, are you there?
Rajia Mulani.
Rajia Mulani, are you there?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Can you share with me what you have written? Yes, I can hear you. Can you share with me what you have written about yourself? Right, read these lines for me.
Sorry, sir.
Can you read the lines for me? What you have written now?
I didn't write, sir. Sorry.
You didn't write it. Oh my goodness.
I'm just taking classes, so that's why I didn't write.
Okay. Rohit Rathod. Can you share with me? Rohit Rathod. Can you share with me what you have written down?
Hello, sir.
Yes. Can you share with me what you have read down 5 lines for yourself? Are you able to share with me? तू मराठीत सांगितलं तरी चालेल, काय हरकत नाही.
आता मला लिंक भेटल्या, आताशीच मी जॉईन झालोय.
Okay. So anybody voluntarily want to share? Anybody voluntarily want to share with what they have written? Anybody?
Yes, sir.
Yes,
May I
sir.
able to possible?
Yes, sir.
Who wants to share? Riksha Nikam, do you want to share with? Rashika Nikam, do you want to
Hi,
share
yes,
with
sir.
yourself? Yeah,
Yes,
do you want
sir.
to share what you have written 5 lines?
I am honest in my work and with myself. I have ability to think. I am unique.
Okay. Is anybody volunteer wanted to share with me?
Could you share your question?
Did you understand the question? प्रश्न कळाला का मी काय विचारला तो प्रश्न?
हो, sir.
Yes, sir.
कोणी विशाल?
Maybe I need the money to. Yes, sir. Maybe I need the money to attend and afford college. Maybe I thought I matched the desired qualities in the application. Perhaps winning this scholarship allows me to work fair, however, at my job and spend more time studying and earning better grades.
Okay. Can you read one more time? I missed a little part. Can you read it one more time for me?
Maybe I need the money. Maybe I need the money to attend and afford college. Maybe I thought I matched the desired qualities in the application. Perhaps winning this scholarship allows me to work fewer hours at my job and spend more time studying and earning better grades.
Thank you, Vishal. I appreciate. It's a bold. It's a courage. You need courage before you say something. So I really appreciate, Vishal. But let me take your example to explain to all my students here, an audience, that look the way we think about it. Vishal's example is a very good example where he's trying to explain that he needs money, but that's not how you get a scholarship. Vishal, I'm correcting you, but don't get upset about it. But I want you to do better, and you need to write a better argument. So now what you need to do, what I'm trying to explain to here is that when you say that I need money, in the very first sentence, nobody will accept your scholarship application because they are not there to serve you money. If you go to any university abroad in Europe, want them to give you money, they will not give you money. They want you to give you money because you have a skill. So you need to explain what skill you have. The first sentence has to be that, look, I have published certain articles, or I have conducted certain research at master level. So for example, I have conducted research on secondary schools which has 10 participants and I look through all their stories. And therefore, I possess a research skill of how to communicate with them, how to interact with them, how to make things much better. So that's how you sell yourself. Now think about it, how you wanted to sell your skills. So when you think about selling your skills, you are become a part of that ideology where you wanted to prove them that there is worth, there is a possibility that you might get into the university by proving that you are the right person. So that way you approach, that way you explain to your competitor, there will be a lot of people applying just like you. So everybody has their argument that why they should give the scholarship, not anybody else. So you cannot say about anybody else, but you can certainly say about yourself that, look, I have done this small research and therefore I'm a part of this wonderful experience, and this experience is useful. And I want to increase my experience by doing the PhD or by doing the master degree. That could be a good argument, in my view. Okay? Just giving like a little bit flavor about how we can do it. Yeah, Ajay, do you want to say something?
Yes, sir. According to as per topic, I want to say, hello, sir. I am Ajay Botarji. I am completed my MSc in microbiology in 2016.
Yeah.
Then little bit 5 years I am also attended the CHB HOD in microbiology department, Department College, Goregaon. Sir, I also research in isolation and characterization of ethanol tolerant yeast in my MSc career. So right now I am.
What is your question? Can you be specific about it?
Specific, sir, pardon, I can't understand.
Well, tell me your question. What is your question?
Yes, my question is, I am a minus in microbiology. Can I went here and can I completed some research in microbiology in the Denmark?
Yeah, of course you need to like I show you one of the slides, and they are looking some scholarship for the graduation program.
Yes, sir.
So you need to go to the website.
I take some screenshot about some slides when I want to get important that.
I'm going to share slides with everybody, so you will have it.
Okay, sir. Right now in this group, you also share PPT. Thank you so much, sir.
Yeah, welcome. Anybody who wants to share their 5 lines with me? I mean, we can take one more example, and then we can proceed to the question answer session. But has anybody wanted to share their example with? Like somebody has written 5 lines.
May I just speak, sir?
Yeah, please, Danesh sir.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Okay, good evening, sir. Actually, I have studied in Pune University, and just since that time, always I am willing to do something different and do some kind of revolution in the education field. As we all know that there are so many changes required in our system, that practical based education should be there, scientific knowledge we have to give, and even whichever that I have seen that mostly in our village and mostly different areas, that students, they are not getting practically that knowledge. So whichever that things we are giving, that should be practical oriented, and even we have to just give them that knowledge which will be helpful for the particular you can say future life, that is a skill oriented, even which human that people we are education we are giving, that should be skill oriented, and for industries that should be useful. So accordingly, that actually I am willing to do that research where that education will be as per that, through which we can even help our nation's development also.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, and individual development.
That's very good, ambitious project, and I wish you good luck with that. But anything you want me to comment on that? I would say that what you do is that you don't do this project alone. Try to find out people, among your colleagues or somebody in the research community. Like for example, Yeah, have you ever been in contact with NCRT people? Trying to talk with
Not yet,
somebody
not yet.
who is working in UGC, or somebody who is working in another university like Delhi University, or some other university, and try to find the network. First of all, try to find who is there. And so LinkedIn is one of the way you can grow. And there is also another link I will share about the researcher. There is a link where there is a lot of people get have interest, they get together. And when you find a people who have some similar interest, try to collaborate with them. First, try to collaborate within India. Try to find out if it's possible for you to do this project, and do the project in like a very small scale. Do it very small scale. And now, if I'm not sure you have done PhD or not yet, but if you have done a PhD now, then try
Now
to...
I'm just doing PhD in English literature now at the present.
Okay.
MPhil I have done. Yes.
So then you see this project as a part of your publications. Yeah. So when you are trying to do the ambition project, you need to convince a larger audience. And how do you convince a larger audience? By writing a small report, publishing in a good articles. So like I said that, publishing an international one. When I published my first article in comparative education, it was very difficult, to go through it. But once I published it, then people started believing, they suddenly, like when I sent when you can send me the next article, they were asking me, Definitely. So that what happened is that, once you know that people, that you are producing good content, then you get this leap from publishing to networking, from networking to the thinker, to the decision maker. So you get there, and then you start making this awareness. But that is a long journey, It's a long journey because it's an ambitious project. It's going to take time, energy, and everything. So you need to just keep publishing. Publishing is the one key way to go to the people, And one of the example I wanted to say that when I was doing PhD, I met Pooja Batra, one of the senior, and not many people knows her. But I was staying in Delhi and I was interviewing this lady. And when I talked with her lady, I find out that she has a similar passion like me, but because she is so much into her work and her passion, her work and her official duties, she was not able to do anything. We started talking about publishing together. So it took me some time to just open up and have a conversation with her that can we do some publication together. And down the line, we did a lot of cooperation while I was writing a PhD. And that way you can see your project is revealing to the world. And, any ambitions, to start with the small, at the stage you are now, start with the small, but do it do it in a way that it's a long-term planning. So you cannot change the education system in India just a day or a month or in years. It's going to take a long time. And now, like as a new education policy is coming, the new areas is opening up. Last time I was in India, a few years ago, we were talking about student-central education. So it's a lot of different push. So, student-centered education is there, but nobody understands what does it mean and what it has to do something with the students. So there is awareness coming, but it takes long time to implement it. And as far as I understand, practical education, you are trying to imply to the saying that it should be a job skills. For example, if you're taking a teaching education, then you should be able to be a teacher only. But now we are living in a very different world where things are very different. When you take the teaching course, when I was taking teaching course, everybody was saying, okay, now you're going to be teacher because you did the B.Ed course. You're going to be teacher because you did the M.Ed course. But now the reality is not right. Now I see the people who has done the B.Ed is not doing a B.Ed course, but they're very good manager and doing their administrative work. They're very good in administrative. But what happened when you taking a teaching course, you develop certain skills. Some skills are very high, I remember when we were together in the hostels and we were doing I'm sure I was not very good in English. I was not there at all. I was such a lousy student, when I was with you and the hostel. But as soon as I depart and I started meeting people who pointing out, okay, this is the area you need to develop. So I pick up that area and I came over that area. So I try to get, give my efforts to that area. And then slowly I've developed my research profile. So that's, I think, could be the way of doing. Sorry for the long answer, but I think that way you could
really nice.
Achieve your ambitious project.
Definitely. Thank you, sir.
Sir, we can take a question answer, Patil sir. So,
Yes.
Poojaji, just please anchor that. How should we do that?
Yes, sir. Session is now open for question and answer section. Please ask your questions to Rahul sir.
Okay, let me try then reading some of the messages some people are sending here.
So, excuse me, sir. I want to say a question.
Yeah, please. Okay. Last Ajay.
Thank you so much. Sir, I completed my MS in microbiology and I want to get PhD in abroad. Tell me some I want to come there, Denmark, and completed my PhD.
So, as I said to you, you need to make a strategy, you need to make a plan. So I would start that, before you apply for any scholarship, try to make a network. And one of the exercises I asked you, all of them today, was to make this argument. So, and another thing I asked you to LinkedIn. So I appeal to everybody now today. You are like almost 100 people. Try to download your LinkedIn app and try to add me as one of your first reference. So make an account, LinkedIn account, and add me. So I am connected to 3,000 people. And as soon as you add me, you will be connected to 3,000 people. So first of all, you try to make a network, try to research about what is Denmark about, look at the universities, which universities are doing in microbiology, what are the opportunities, who should I talk, try to look at some of the website, try to send an email to these people saying, okay, I'm interested in this area, can you guide me somebody? And people are so nice in Europe. They immediately respond to your email. So don't just write too many emails, but write sweet, short emails saying that, okay, I'm interested in this program. Can you help me to find out what are the criteria, what are the requirements, what you need from me? And then explain them to the why you're motivated to pursue a certain degree in their university, not just because you want to go abroad, just sake of abroad, but you wanted to go to abroad because you are seeking higher knowledge, you are seeking higher skills, you want to contribute in your life, you want to contribute in your profession. So that way I would start it and then make a plan of that. And of course, then follow whatever requirement the universities needed. But I cannot just tell you, okay, apply this place, apply that place. You need to find out yourself. You need to find out your way, because that is your special area. I cannot talk about microbiology. You know what is that. You know the deeper knowledge. So I'm asking you to be just active in a proper way. So then there is higher chances for you to get into the PhD.
Thank you so much for their guidance.
Okay. Welcome, Ajay. Anybody else?
If you want to ask question in Marathi, ask in Marathi.
Okay. मराठीमध्ये बोला तरी चालेल. मराठी जरी विचारलं तरी चालेल.
ते सांगणार सगळं तुम्ही मराठीत विचारू शकता. प्रश्न असतील तर विचारा सरांना तुम्ही.
सुलोचना पाटील तिने एक प्रश्न विचारला आहे आतमध्ये. सुलोचना पाटील, काय एक्झॅक्टली तुला काय म्हणायचं आहे? काय प्रश्न आहे तुझा? की फक्त तू पॉइंट्स नोट डाऊन केली इथे?
हा सर, ओनली. गुड इव्हनिंग सर.
Good evening, sir.
Points
Yes.
you asked about that means what qualities or the abilities that you choose for that the scholarship. Na? That purpose
Yes.
I written there only points.
Okay. Okay. Very good. Thank you.
Thank you.
What requirement for education professor in abroad? Sachin Karade. Hello, sir. So what requirement? What is your specific question? Education professor.
कारण सर मराठीत विचारलं तर चालेल प्रश्न, तुम्ही विचारते ना प्रश्न, चॅट बॉक्स मध्ये तुम्ही टाकलेला आहे.
सचिन
गुड इव्हनिंग.
हा सर. हॅलो सर, बोला.
बर सर, मी शिक्षणशास्त्राचा प्राध्यापक आहे. शिक्षणशास्त्र या विषयात माझं नेटशेट झालंय आणि आता सध्या मी शिवाजी विद्यापीठामध्ये शिक्षणशास्त्र या विषयात पीएचडी करत आहे. आणि आता पीएचडीचा जो माझा एरिया आहे तो इन्क्लुझिव्ह एज्युकेशन, सर्वसमावेशक शिक्षणाच्या संदर्भातल्या शासनाच्या ज्या विविध योजना चालू आहेत त्याच्यावर माझा पीएचडीचा टॉपिक आहे. मला हा असं प्रश्न विचारायचा की आपल्या देशामध्ये जो आता तुम्ही बाहेरच्या देशामध्ये विद्यापीठामध्ये कार्यरत आहात, तर तिथल्या विद्यार्थ्यांच्यासाठी एखादा प्रोजेक्टसाठी तर मी योगदान तर काही देऊ शकतो का, किंवा वर्कशॉप ते असं अटेंड करू शकतो का? त्यासाठी मला अशी बेसिक माहिती जर कळाली तर फार मोठी मदत होईल.
इंग्लिश एज्युकेशन बद्दल मला फक्त जास्त काही माहिती नाही, पण मी नक्की सांगेल की माझे एक ओळखीचे श्रीलंकेमध्ये प्रोफेसर आहे. तर जर तुम्ही इंटरेस्टेड असेल तर मला तुम्ही सांगा, मी त्या प्रोफेसरची किंवा तिची माझं नेटवर्क त्यांना विचारून बघेल. पण मला वाटतं डेन्मार्कमध्ये किंवा परदेशामध्ये कुठंही बोलायचं असेल तुम्हाला आणि कोणाशी बोलायचं असेल तुम्हाला, तर तुम्हाला इंग्रजीमध्ये उत्तम बोलावंच लागेल.
होय सर, होय सर, बरोबर आहे.
हा, ते उत्तम बोलल्यानंतरच. आणि सर्वात महत्वाची गोष्ट म्हणजे परदेशात तुम्ही जेव्हा बोलायला जाणार कोणासाठी, तर त्यासाठी तुम्हाला एक तुमचं पब्लिकेशन पाहिजे. ते म्हणजे लोकांना कळायला पाहिजे की तुम्ही ह्या एरिया, तर तुम्ही पीएचडी करतात आहे. आता तुम्ही पीएचडीच्या कोणत्या स्टेजला मला माहिती नाही, पण पीएचडी करत असताना तुम्ही एखाद्या पब्लिकेशनचा विचार केला आहे का तुम्ही? असा
सध्या रिसर्च गेटला माझं ऑनलाईन अकाउंट झालेलं आहे. आता ह्या महिन्यामध्ये मी कोल्हापूर शहरातील माध्यमिक स्तरातील शिक्षकांचा चिकित्सक अभ्यासावरती रिसर्च पेपर तयार केलाय. पण आता गायडन्स मध्ये चालू आहे, प्रिपरेशन त्या पेपरचं चालू होईल. आता 1-2 महिन्यामध्ये माझा तो रिसर्च पेपर रिसर्च गेट वरती पब्लिश होईल सर.
हा, मग काय करा, रिसर्च पेपर जेव्हा पब्लिश होईल ना, त्यानंतर तुम्ही तो रिसर्च पेपर ऍज अ डॉक्युमेंट, ऍज अ रेफरन्स डॉक्युमेंट, काय म्हणतात त्याला, रेफरन्स डॉक्युमेंट सारखं वापरतात. किंवा जर तुम्हाला एखाद्या पहिल्याने काय प्रयत्न करा की तुम्ही लोकल लेवलला काही या विषयावर बोलू शकतात. लोकल लेवलला बोलतानंतर त्यानंतर थोडस आपला रिजनल लेवलला बोलायला शिका, किंवा तालुका लेवलला ज्या विविध ठिकाणी बोलायला बघा. आणि त्यानंतर रिजनल लेवलला तुम्ही दिल्लीला जाणं किंवा युनिव्हर्सिटी ग्रँडला वगैरे जाणं किंवा एनसीटीला जाणं, अशा वेगवेगळ्या ठिकाणी जाऊन कॉन्फरन्स अटेंड करणं किंवा कॉन्फरन्स मध्ये बोलणं, त्यावेळेस तुम्हाला तिथे लिंक भेटेल, तुम्हाला तो प्लॅटफॉर्म भेटेल. कारण एकदम नॅशनल लेवलला तुम्हाला जर म्हणजे परदेशात बोलायचं असेल तर एक तर लँग्वेजचा इश्यू आहे, दुसरा महत्वाचा गोष्टी पब्लिकेशनचा इश्यू आहे. तर तुम्ही सुरुवात करा, आणि सुरुवातीला जरी तुम्ही लोकल लेवलला, रिजनल लेवलला किंवा नॅशनल लेवलला जरी बोलला तरी पुरेसं आहे. आणि मग तिथून मग तुम्हाला कसं चान्स भेटेल ते बघा पुढे.
ओके सर, थँक्यू.
वेलकम. अजून कोणाचा क्वेश्चन आहे?
Hello, good evening, sir.
बोला.
My name is Shivaji Patil. Sir, I teach very well, but I want to increase my knowledge from other countries. I want scholarship to increase my knowledge and getting degree. My dream is to teach in school of other countries, but I want to know how the other countries teach to student, and what are the career opportunities in other countries in teaching field.
Yeah, but that's I'm trying to explain in my whole lecture actually. So the thing is that when you wanted to go abroad and study, you need to find out which program you want to apply. Okay, so once you find out which program you want to apply, the second part is to make a network. to understand what they want you. And then when you make a network, you make sure that you are applying for the right program in the right university. Then try to apply for the scholarship. So there is 3 segments. One is to find out one segment is find out what you want to do. Okay. Second segment, to make a network to make sure that everything is right, not fake. Okay. And third segment is to make an argument. That's I try to write 5 lines saying that why you are relevant to the certain program. Like for example, tomorrow if you apply for the Roskilde University where I studied, you need to tell the teacher, you write an email to them and explain to you why you're relevant to apply for this program, why is it relevant to this course. And as soon as you write them, then they will explain to you that, okay, look, this is the process we follow. So your process is that you apply here, you attach these documents, then you attach this certain area. And then when you attach everything, then they will ask you a certain profile. So you need to write a certain profile. And where you get this all information, you get all this information on their website. So when you apply for the Roskilde University, you find all the information on their website. And that's a relevant area, a source for you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much.
माझ्याकडे खूप आत्मविश्वास आहे आणि चांगले संवाद कौशल्य आहे आणि मी कठोर परिश्रम करण्यावर विश्वास ठेवतो आणि जीवनात नेहमीच नवीन शिकण्यास तयार असतो. मस्त काय म्हणायचं तुला एक्झॅक्टली, म्हणजे काय प्रश्न आहे हा की फक्त वाक्य आहे?
It's just a sentence, sir.
Okay, sentence. Okay.
अजून काही डाऊट्स विचारायचे का कोणाला सरांना? जर विचारायचे असेल तर स्वतःला अनम्यूट करून विचारू शकता.
हा, विचारू शकता. सचिन सर, जर अजून क्वेश्चन नसेल तर आपण थांबूया इथे आणि मी काय करेल, पीपीडी थोडस एडिट करून तुम्हाला आज उद्या मी पाठवतो. पीपीडी प्रेझेंटेशन ते तुम्ही मुलांबरोबर शेअर करा. त्याच्यामध्ये मी बरेच लिंक्स टाकले आहे. सर्वजणांनी आपल्या लिंक्सवर जाऊन त्या लिंक्स हे करा, प्रयत्न करा की त्या लिंक्स बघण्याचा. आणि तुम्हाला मी ऑलरेडी सांगितले की तुम्ही एक लिंक्डइनचं ऍप डाउनलोड करा आणि डाउनलोड केल्यानंतर त्या ऍपमध्ये माझं नाव पहिले टाका, मला नेटवर्कमध्ये टाका आणि तुम्ही ज्या नेटवर्कमध्ये असेल त्या नेटवर्कमध्ये मी तुम्हाला प्रयत्न करेल. आणि लिंकवर मी केव्हाही तुम्ही मला प्रश्न विचारा, मी तुम्हाला रिस्पॉन्स करेल 48 तासात केव्हाही. आणि त्या व्यतिरिक्त कदाचित असं म्हणजे आता प्रश्न नसतील नंतर असतील तर तेव्हाही तुम्ही जर मला विचारलं किंवा सचिन सरांना विचारलं तर मी प्रयत्न करेल तुम्हाला जितकं गायडन्स करण्याचा तेवढं करेल. सचिन सर.
ओके
पूजा.
Yes, sir. Okay. Thank you so much, sir, for giving your valuable insight on education and career opportunities in Europe. Thank you very much.
Okay.
Now, may I request Professor Bode, ma'am, to share vote of thanks. Over to you, ma'am.
Thanks, Pooja. Good evening, everyone. Myself, Professor Sunita Bode, in charge of IQAC. We must find time to stop and thank the people who make a difference in our life. Honorable Chief Guest, Dr. Rahul Alinje, sir, respected Chairperson, Mr. Nivasrao Nikam Appa. It is such an honor for me to get the opportunity to thank you all dignitaries on behalf of the college, late Ramrao Nikam, B.Ed College, Indoli, Satara. I would like to express my gratitude to all esteemed delegates of the workshop for their presence and contribution to make this event a great success. I extend my gratitude to our Honorable Chief Guest, Dr. Rahul Alinje, sir, to spare time from his busy schedule to grace the event. Thank you for inspiring and encouraging us with your words on this special workshop. Also, thanks for giving us valuable guidance about education and career opportunity in Europe. I am also thanking to respected Chairperson, Mr. Nivasrao Nikam Appa and Mr. Sachin Patil Sir, the principal of our college, for providing immense support to make this event successful. I must thanks to Prasanna, Tejasri and Nikhil Zungari for working hard and make this workshop successful. I also thank to Pooja for conducting such a beautiful event. Last but not the least, thank to all my colleagues and students. Thank you everyone once again for making it a great success. Thank you, sir.
I request to everyone, please give your feedback. The link of feedback is dropped in message box as well as on WhatsApp group also. Thank you everyone. We appreciate you being here. Thanks again for joining us today and we will see you next time. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, Pooja. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Rahul sir.
Welcome.
Thank you, sir, for your guiding. Thank you, sir.
Yeah.
Thank you, sir.
Welcome.
Okay, now session is over.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
ठीक है